Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing. Late evening update after our travel day today, right? Birthday, it's Vincenzo's birthday, so get on off that fleece heister and shyster chair and skip on and subscribe your way down to Jabroni Killer Boulevard and fleece heist and shyst and audible and sidestep the criminal gangster cartel DSD Ohio State University, brother, right? And this is a coin request now, right? From Ashley, phenomenal, lovely subscriber. She's got ELFU. I believe this is the coin she wants, AELF. Ashley, I believe this is what you've requested. And we're going to go in, and you said it hasn't done anything in a while. And I briefly looked at it. And my carbon rule here is, what is going on here? Let's get on up here. What the fuck? Scroll up, man. What's going on? Oh. When this usually says sell or strong sell, that's when I buy. When this says buy and it's getting close to strong buy, I get nervous. And when it's strong buy, it's usually when I'm selling. And when this thing starts to say sell, I start accumulating. And when it says strong sell, I really accumulate, right? And I get ready for the big move up. I usually counter trade that. So right now, I'd be getting on the accumulating phase on counter trading that indicator there, right? But when I looked on it, it looked like a new coin when I just pulled it up, and it seems to be, if it's not a new coin, it's new to TradingView, and that's the only data that I have to go off of because that's what I use. So if we take a look at this, you can see it looks like this coin came out in September, right? In early autumn. Right now we're in late autumn, but you can see clearly we got a distinct pattern forming, and it's a falling channel, right? You can see we got our lower support. We're going to delete that. And if you want to set up a technical trading chart, use my links down below to use TradingView. That's the best trading software to technical trade on the market. User friendly, super simple and easy to sidestep and audible the criminal gangster cartel, right? The profitability and fleece, heist, and shice them and walk away with all the fucking money. And if you're trying to use a technical trading chart and a technical trading pattern, you're going to need a technical trading trading service in order to set up a technical chart if you want to have any kind of understanding on how to technically trade stocks, because you need to use indicators and weight them accordingly and learn to understand how to read a chart. But if you don't know how to set up a chart or don't have a platform to set up a chart, or you're lost. So TradingView is the best, easiest way and most user-friendly way you can do this to use it. But you can see right now in our falling channel, in our, like I always say in technical trading, the price action is the data, and when it's a new coin, you do not have that much data, so that hinders you trying to trade technically, because when it's this new, there's not enough data to really base off of solid technical trading. So you can only go with what the pattern is showing you, the price action, right? We only have a few months of price actions, but you can clearly see in this quick coin, you had a big fake out with a big wick. That's heavy sell pressure. We all know that, right? When you get a big wick. But then you got upper resistance 1, lower support 1, upper resistance 2 with the fake out, lower support 2, upper resistance 3 confirms the pattern, lower support 3, then it rolls over, lower support 4, then it pumps, upper resistance 4, and it's a whole slew of it now, right? And now you can see that. You can say, well, we're going to play the pattern and it's going to come down here again and retest. That is possible. You always want to play a pattern until the pattern breaks, right? So far this pattern would say it's going to sell off, and now it should come back down and retest lower support. True. But you can also look at this now and say, maybe what you're doing, if we zoom on in here now, that's why we always start from the far out time frame to make it super simple and easy to trade this market, right? And if you don't know where you're coming from and how you got there, how you're going to predict with any probability based to try to predict the price of the future if you don't know where the price came from, right? But you can see now what you could say is going on here is after you got sort of a double bottom right here, right? And then you pump this time. Now you're dancing, and you could say this is just a nice consolidation to now kick north of this, right? And that is possible. So I would be starting to accumulate this coin even up here. Yes, it could dump all the way back down there, but that's not a sure thing. I would, if you're interested in this coin or anybody out there interested in this thing is oversold, and I think eventually in this falling channel, as you know, they are reversal patterns, and in this case, it's a falling channel, so it's going to be a bullish reversal eventually. And when you break out north of that descending line and start trading up and get over top of that 200-day moving average, the technical target out of this is the top of the wedge, which is way up here, right, at about 81 cents. And that would be a phenomenal trade from a breakout point, right? If you broke out here, that would be a 59% gain, right? So what I would watch out for is, do you get rejected from this and start trading back down and retest? And if you come and retest anywhere down in this area, I would be accumulating and buying, right, for this coin if you like it, because you got major support there. But anything below that, that's where you can accumulate. If you come back down and touch this right here in double bottom officially, you can accumulate, right? And then if you dip a little lower, you can accumulate. And then if you dip all the way down there, you go all in on what you want to buy and then play the pump at least up to here, right? Because even in that type of a swing, this would still be a 20% move. But I think this is a great time anywhere now and lower to accumulate and play the breakout of this falling channel, right? And if you break your major overhead resistance on this falling channel and get above the moving averages, your target on a falling channel is, like we said, the top of the wedge. So we're going to come on here and put a little box. This would be your targeted move on the breakout of this falling channel. The top of the channel, which is up in this area right, really right there, would be your targeted move. And since it's a targeted move, we're going to put green because that would be in the money. And that would be your targeted move up here with the industry exclusive price note. When and if, or when you do finally break the channel, this would be a targeted move up here, right? And then your first level of major overhead resistance, there would be some right there, right? And then you would have another one right up here at the start of this. So that's what I would look for on this, on the breakout. If you're trying to break out, these are your major overhead resistance. Your first one, this overhead descending resistance in the falling channel. Your second one at 62 cents. And then your target on a break up would be 75 cents. But on the breakdown, your first lower support would be right here at about 50 cents. And then your major underneath support is 43 cents for the pattern that you're in, right? So that's what's going on in this coin, Ashley. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment down below, and I will keep you updated, right? And I appreciate your support. And then if we go on here and look at the XRP, you can see we've had another phenomenal call as we thought we'd get rejected over here, right? This is the scribbly stuff we were putting on as we were driving earlier today. But we thought this green ring would be as high as you would get topped out locally now, because I still love my 72 cent underneath target that we've been calling for. If you've been watching the videos, you know, since way back here when it was 113 and rising, we called the 125 crash. And our first bottom was 92 cents and it hit it dead on. And then it overachieved to a double top now. But we've been all over this as telling you, if this came up into here, that would be as high as you could go. And what we're watching out for, and quick and straight to the point here, and an easy way to tell this to you, underneath target down here is what I'm looking for soon, is a $1.07 retest, and maybe even dip below down into here, this back test, what used to be overhead resistance, all up in here when we're in that descending triangle. And then if you did come back and back test that, I could see a way then you could have a return rally up to this green ring somewhere over here between now and the end of the month. But I think right now you're coming into the moving averages. You could pop back up into here to back test this right here and then get rejected. See that how it kind of forms like a little mini head and shoulders in the 1 minute time frame, then come back and retest this, come up to back test right here, get rejected, and come down, right? That's what I think is going on in the XRP. I think you're going to come down and retest this $1.07 over the weekend, right? That's what I think is happening there. So we'll keep an eye on that for you at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, obviously, as we are 69 steps ahead of the criminal gangster cartel, the Ohio State University graduates that have infiltrated the trading markets in order to knock down the retail and trader to beat them into a state of submission, right? And they walk away with all the fucking money. But not at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. We help you sidestep that, audible it into smooth, probability-based trades to maximize your profits and your successful trading, right? So that's what's going on in the XRP, the XLM. People seem to like. We know we hit that 42-cent target beautifully. Another phenomenal call by Vincenzo, and we were on top of that since right about here when it started pumping. We put this ring up here as a top end potential, and then as this got into here, we kept telling you, even as it, after it would fall, we would remind you the 42-cent target. Then when it dipped down to the bottom, we told you when it was consolidating right here, when it looked like you were consolidating for a breakdown right here, I showed you that this lower ring would be your bottom end potential, and then you could get bounced off, and this target was still in play even when the price crashed right there. Even when we had a mini flash crash back on the great dump of the 26th of October, right? And it fell, it fell on a wick down there even farther. Where'd the wick go? It briefly wick below it, 19%, but even in that wick, we kept telling you and emphasizing this 42-cent target because the rings were indicating that was major overhead resistance, and I thought it had to get there. And then after we said it would get rejected here in this ring, now 34 cents is your major underneath support, and we thought it would come touch that, and it looks like it is. This weekend it's going to come touch that, and then if it can't hold that, your next underneath target, when this comes down and hits this and retests this ring, if you can't hold it and you come up and then you get rejected by the moving averages, you're going to dip back down really quick down to this next ring, and 31 cents would be your underneath target. If you can't hold 34, you're coming down to 31 cents, right? Or if you come down here and you try to get bounced back up this weekend, right, this would be your overhead resistance at about 40 cents. See what's going on? And then if you come down here and can't hold it, you're going to trade back down to this next ring, right, at about 28 cents. So that's what I'm going to watch out for. Big watch this week on what happens when you do come down to 34 cents on this ring. Or actually the price is moved on into the future. So if it hit the ring today, it would be 35 cents, right? Move that over there onto that ring. But I think you're coming down to that ring this weekend, and we're going to watch to see if you can't hold that and try to build back up to 40 cents, or you're going to fail and get rejected on this 35-cent ring and collapse all the way down to the 31-cent in this blue ring down here, right? Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. I love each and every one of you on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Peace and love. Peace and love.